It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm your host, David Stroud, here with Scooter Scott Callies.
Whoop, whoop.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good.
Awesome.
Some of you might have noticed I wasn't here last Thursday.
You weren't. You were playing hooky.
Yeah, there's a little story to that. So we were supposed to have...
Is this going to be a long story?
No,
okay.
I'll make it quick.
All right.
We were supposed to have a surprise guest, and I had to drive over to Harrison Airport to pick him up.
Yes.
Right? So it was a surprise guest for Carla, and we get there, and we're sitting, waiting for the plane to show up about 11:35. Well, the plane lands about 20 minutes early. I thought, well, maybe it's early. Everybody gets off the plane, right?
No surprise guest.
No surprise guest. I'm sitting there thinking, well, maybe there's another plane, right? So, to make a long story short, I was 1 month ahead of time. They're coming August 28th, not July 28th.
So you played hooky for nothing.
Yeah, and it was a surprise to Carla, so now she knows something's up. She still doesn't know who it is, but she has an idea.
Oh, yeah.
I said, just don't try to figure it out. They wanted it to be a surprise. I don't do that.
That is a big mess up. That's not a little mess up. That's a big mess up.
I looked back in my phone, and they said the date twice. But at the end, I said, okay, see you next Thursday. And they gave me a thumbs up. And the reason why is they're a foreign exchange student. And so I guess language got, I don't know. My bad.
You're going to blame it on language.
Yeah, I'm blaming it on the language barrier.
Even though they sent the date.
They sent the date.
We're going to blame it on language.
Well, you know, from over there, they send the days first and then the month.
Is that what messed you up?
And that's what messed me up.
It was month 28.
No. It just, I don't know what happened. I guess I'm getting old. Look at the gray.
You're not going to win this argument.
Look at the gray. Yeah, I'm just, whatever. Carla usually does things like that. I guess I better pray about it.
Yes, probably
right?
Be a good route to go.
The morning prayer is brought to you by Roller Funeral Home. They have 29 in the state, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee, and we appreciate them in our time of need when we lose a loved one. And with that, let's pray about it. And dear Lord, please watch over me, because I guess I'm getting old and my mind is starting to slip. Really, though, please watch over our nation, watch over our children, our veterans, and, guide us in the right course of action that it seems like we're off in left field right now, and we need to get us back on the straight and narrow. So with that, I pray, amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect, and give them a call at 870-425-2161. And like I said, we appreciate them in our time of need when we lose a loved one. It's good to have a plan set in place, so give them a call for your pre-needs. My plan is just to be cremated and for them to find a beautiful view to scatter my ashes. Doesn't matter where, just wherever they think they would like to go to remember me.
There you go.
Right?
I like that.
All right. And so with that, we're going to take a short break and watch a Z-Team commercial that I find wonderful.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer has been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
Welcome back to the morning show. Don't be left in the dust like that. Don't be left in the dust like that.
You don't want to hear what happens behind the scenes here.
No, we're talking about the Z-Team commercial. The Z-Team, Mom and Linda Zadora. Give them a call at 870-405-0793 to not be left behind like that. Right?
I agree.
Exactly. So they bring us a shot of the White River every day. Scooter, look at that beautiful
Ta-da! View. That is a beautiful shot.
So when we were going to Harrison to pick up the mystery guest that wasn't there, we drove over the river and it looked like that. So awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's got a little Smoke on the water?
Exactly. Smoke
on the water.
Oh, that's right. That's
should have Mickey sing that. He could have done it.
That's Carter, Arkansas. They're in Marion County, looking into Baxter County. Off to the right is us in Mountain Home, Arkansas. In the middle is Scooter Mountain. It's not zoomed in on it right now. There are those camera views. And to the left is Bull Shoals. You've seen the Rainbow Bridge just right through the smoke. Just absolutely gorgeous shot they get to see every morning.
Mm-hmm.
And, every night.
Yes.
Every day. 24/7. Anytime they want.
It's
and
gotta
you
be
can
tough.
too.
It's got to be tough.
Right? You can see this view at all times just like they can by going to retiretoarkansas.net. You'll find this. You'll find their listings. You'll find the MLS listings. Look at that sunlight on the water with the yeah, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, go to retiretoarkansas.net. You can find these shots that zoom in. They stay 10-15 seconds. It switches. It's really cool. And, give them a call, 870-405-0793. And realtors you'd recommend to a friend. We appreciate them bringing this shot to us every day. Now, if you would like to have a view like this, not this exact one, but a view like this, give them a call because I'm sure they can find it, right?
They can find you one. Well, like I said, it won't be this exact one, but you never know. Money talks. So I'm not saying that either.
That's right. That's right. Well, and it's not just in northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, because they are licensed in both states. So maybe you find something up in what am I thinking? I can't even. Bakersfield, Gainesville. That's pretty much it.
West Plains, I guess.
Yeah, Bedora. Yeah, if you don't want to be in Arkansas, but you want to be close to us, they can help you out in Missouri. So we love the view. We love the Z team. Give them a call, 870-405-0793. Go to retiretoarkansas.net and find that. Look at that.
That was a good shot. I had to switch over.
Oh, definitely. And then it'll zoom in on that shot also. Look at the sun on the water. That is God's country. Thank you, Lord, for this beautiful land we live in. Very nice. With that, let's take a look at the weather we're going to have in these beautiful Ozarks. Mountain Home at 73, Harrison 73, Batesville is 75, Yellville is 73, Marshall is 73, Salem 74, Mountain View 73, Calico Rock at 73, West Plains 74, Springfield, Missouri 74, Poplar Bluff 74, and St. Louis 77. So they beat us all. They're going to get hot before we will. I refreshed this. I thought I was going to stay on the nation. Please hold. And we zoom out. We've got some activity in Illinois, down in New Orleans, across somewhat of Oregon. Just a tiny bit in North Dakota, but pretty much it looks like it's going to be a pretty day. Let's press play. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything really major. It's going to be some mostly heavy activity in Illinois.
They can have it.
They can have it, but across Missouri and Arkansas, beautiful blue sky day, I believe. I don't see anything coming. Let's see, noon hour? Nope, I think our radar is looking good. Any wind potential is going to be in the southern Illinois, across parts of Kentucky and into Tennessee. So watch out. It's going to be windy, I guess. We have a heat advisory running all across Missouri into Kansas, Oklahoma. It looks like the northeast part of Arkansas down to the central part. But of course, we are not in that. I believe it's still going to be hot today. Yes, today hot, high of 97. Tonight mostly clear, low of 73. Wednesday is hot, high of 97. Wednesday night partly cloudy, then a slight chance of thunderstorms at 20%, low of 73. Thursday a chance of thunderstorms at 50%, high of 90. Thursday night chance of thunderstorms at 30%, low of 72. Friday chance of thunderstorms 40%, high of 92. Friday night mostly clear, low of 72, and Saturday mostly sunny, then a chance of thunderstorms late in the day at 30%, a high of 94.
I have, while you're on this page, I have realized something yesterday that 97 degrees is when it goes to hot.
Is it?
At 96, it's sunny.
Oh.
See, I'm learning.
Well,
he said you can't teach an old dog new tricks. There you go.
No. I've never said that. You can definitely teach it. I'm one of those, and I learn something new every day, and I just learned that, but I don't agree with it.
Well, that's what they say.
I just want to say Sunday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, sunny with a high at 94, so it's not going to be hot. Most Sunday night, mostly clear, low of 72. That rounds the weekend, which I had to because we had to postpone our garage sale because of the rain, and thankfully we needed the rain. So
yes,
we're going to try to have it this weekend.
Everybody's yard's starting to sprout up all at one time now.
The backyard, the patchy parts that survived this hot apocalypse. Tree pollen. Today is none, tomorrow none, Thursday none. Grass pollen, today is low. Tomorrow's moderate, Thursday is low. And ragweed, I guess, has since disappeared for tomorrow and Thursday, but today is low. Norfolk Lake water levels at 560.75. Level is 8.57 feet above full pool. Now, as of yesterday, they were generating 0. The day before, they were generating 2, but they shut them down. Bull Shoals Lake water levels at 667.95. Level is 8.95 feet above full pool. And as of yesterday, they were generating 1. They've, I guess, since decided to...
I'm not sure if they backed it down because of all the rain down by Newport, because that's where they've got to judge how much water so we don't flood them out. Or if they're starting to back it down, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, just know it's going to be good fishing.
There you go.
Good fishing. So you get out there on that water, be safe, wear a life jacket. Even though they say they're not generating right now, that was as of yesterday. They could open the gates. You never know. So just be cautious. All right. With that, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with some community news.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever known?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV, and it's time to vote. Registered voters residing in the Mountain Home School District will be able to go to the polls to decide on the proposed millage increase. Vote yes. Early voting begins Tuesday and continues through Monday, which today is Tuesday.
Yep.
And election day is next Tuesday, August 9th. Vote yes. The district is seeking an increase of 2 1/4 mills. The funds will go towards a construction and renovation project at Mountain Home High School Career Academies. Vote yes. Early voting hours are 8 to 4:30 each weekday. School district residents can cast an early ballot at the Baxter County Courthouse or the Baxter County Election Commission headquarters at 213 East 5th Street in Mountain Home. I will be voting yes today after the show. For next Tuesday's election, the hours will be 7:30 in the morning through 7:30 in the evening. Baxter County and Circuit Clerk Candace says only vote centers within the Mountain Home School District will be open next week. For more information on the election, contact the Baxter County Clerk's office at 870-425-3475. And don't forget to vote.
What's the question?
Yes.
I just kidding.
So,
I've actually had the opportunity to walk through some of the bad parts and look
did
at
the
the
tour.
old roof, and this is a needed project.
Right.
It really
it's
is.
not a want.
We band-aided it enough. We need to fix it.
Yeah. What's they say? But the canopy's 30 years old, but the school inside of it is.
Yeah, they built it over
Right.
the existing roof. I mean, when you go up there, you can walk on all the roofs and everything, and there's just lines everywhere, and it's
it's not safe.
Pretty rough shape.
Right. The plumbing's in bad shape. It's time. I don't mind spending the money for the future of our children. So if
I
you
agree.
do, then anyway. In other news, the Baxter County Circuit Court jury panel will not need to report for jury duty today. Baxter County and Circuit Clerk Candace Reese says jurors will be notified of their next reporting date. And I think with that, that's our community news. We'll take another break and come back with Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass.
Be right back. Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Welcome back to the morning show. Our guest is Mickey Pendergrass. He is the Baxter County Judge. And good morning, and how are you?
I'm good, and good morning. Got back off a vacation and finally took one. I had to with all the stress going on and the health issues. Went and got my suntan.
Very nice.
And sunburns and sore muscles and some pretty red snappers.
Yeah, I heard you got a freezer full.
Yeah, well, I don't have a freezer full. Couldn't afford to get that many. They're serious about limits down there.
Are they really?
Yeah, if you go over, it's $5,000 fish.
So how many can you catch?
2 each.
2 each.
So
I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, it was interesting. I took my son, my oldest grandson, and my grandson-in-law, the four of us, went on a guided trip, and we went way out into the Gulf south of Dauphin Island, about 10 or 15 miles, and got one stolen by a shark. Had the dolphins swimming around the boat, and we caught lots of fish, and we come back with our limit. So we got to enjoy some meal. We brought some home with us, but it's really good. So, but yeah, we had a whole family. I don't know if you call that a relaxing. They told me to kick me out of the office, told me to go back there because I have some cardiac issues going on, and they said, go relax and spend some time. Well, there were 21 of us in that house.
Wow.
So we had the wife, she can't go on vacation without the whole family. So we enjoyed from us to our oldest great-grandson and everything in between. I think all of them there, but 2 grandkids and 2 great-grandkids, but and their spouses. So everybody else was there.
Right. That's awesome, though.
We were all in the trip and out on West Beach Boulevard in a big house, all in a big happy house together. So we had a big time, and we got our sun times, enjoyed it, and now everybody has to get back to work. We got to come back to.
That's how it goes, though. It can't be on permanent vacation until December 31st,
That's
right?
Correct. Yeah. That's what they keep telling me, but
right. Which I'm sure you're going to find something to do. Most people can't just go home and sit down.
No, there won't be
fish. Yeah.
Yeah, fish, and walk, and got a lot of. I think a lot of people that's got timber is experiencing it too. I have a lot of red oaks dying, and so that creates a lot of work. And I had one that was deader than I thought it was. That storm that came through Saturday night kind of blew the top out of it, so I've got a mess there to clean up. But leaves and limbs everywhere, and I got to thinking while I was sitting there watching the radar in Mountain Home, Arkansas, and all of Baxter County, and I'm sitting down there in the bright sunny beach of Gulf Shores. I said, maybe I need to leave town more often if we can get a rain like this, because we was really needed it.
Right.
It was really, really extremely dry, and a friend of mine reminded me by email of. That was as far as so far we know, the first time that we had 6 or more consecutive days over 100 degrees since 1980. And if anybody was around here in 1980, they'll remember that year. We nearly starved to death. We nearly starved to death in the tractor business that year because there was no hay.
Right.
And but that was the kind of July we just came out of. So it's been extremely dry. The Secretary of the Department of Agriculture, at the request of the governor, has declared the northern part of Arkansas an agriculture disaster area because of the grass. When we were coming home Saturday, it was sure nice to come up the delta and see all the water standing in the cornfields and the soybeans and of course rice has water standing in it, but the cotton, everything else had water standing. They had a lot of rain come through there for about 4 or 5 days in a row, and some of that came through here. I don't know what y'all's official count was. I had 2.7 inches in my gauge when I got home.
Sounds
Saturday,
good to me.
So
I didn't gauge it.
That was a big help.
Yeah.
I even had to mow grass.
Well, with that, we had a burn ban, so we got a little bit of rain. Is the burn ban still on?
The burn ban is still existing in Baxter and Fulton counties. I just looked at the map. What we did is yesterday when I got settled back in the office, knowing that it had rained and seeing what it had done around and still knowing the conditions have not changed much, I looked up the future forecast, and it's not pretty. And I sent that out to my staff, and they sent it out to all the fire chiefs and all the fire departments and asked for what do you think? And so far, the reply we have received back from all the fire departments that have replied 100% leave the burn ban on. Because in August, we're forecast to have maybe 4 days of rain. In September, it's 3. So that, and knowing that's future forecast, things can change. We understand that, but with the dry and conditions are, and if the humidity drops again, and if the wind blows at all, the fire danger is still there. That's not changed. This. As somebody has often said in my past, in the Ozarks in this part of the country, you're always only 2 weeks away from a drought. Well, we were in one of the worst droughts we'd had in several years before we got this approximately 3 inches of rain. That didn't change it.
Right.
It just slowed it down for a few days. certainly was needed, and we'd certainly take another. But if we do get some more substantial rain, then we'll reconsider. But right now, the burn ban's still in existence in Baxter County.
I can understand that. And this consensus between all the fire departments not to lift the burn ban, I think everybody having a consensus not to do it, it's best.
Yeah, and everybody's having an open mind. They're looking at it hopefully objectively. The ones that I've heard from seem to, but the conditions are still ripe. And I know people get anxious for some reason or other, but now's not the time to be burning anything. And of course, a lot of things that many of us burn anyway, we're not supposed to be burning to start with, but
sure,
we do. So there will be time come when we have rain, and winter will come, and we'll have lots of good humidity or moisture around, but now's not the time to be doing that. So we just left it in existence and have no plans to remove it the next few days.
Sounds good. Well, you got the quorum court meeting tonight. What's on the agenda?
Well, yeah, it's going to be the monthly August meeting. We've got, let's see here, 10 things on the agenda, but we're going to begin tonight with the normal. What we do is we have our committee reports. The budget committee has met. We had a budget committee meeting right before I left, almost 2 weeks ago, and a lot of those things are going to be on the agenda tonight. But we're going to have a presentation from the Northwest Arkansas Economic Development District. We have a presenter most every month for the quorum court of groups that we financial support, or that needs our support, or that report that we collect taxes for, what have you. Different groups come in, make a short presentation to the quorum court every month. This month will be the Economic Development District. Mr. Jeremy Ragland, who's assistant director over there, will be here to make that presentation, or at least is on the schedule. And so that'll be interesting, and then the court can ask him questions of the work they've done. They had their annual meeting last week, and we'll get a report on that. My assistant attended in my absence, and I think my replacement was supposed to go. I haven't talked to him since I got back, so I don't know if he made it or not. But on the agenda, we have the normal items on the agenda, like the fees that have been collected and reimbursements coming through the sheriff's office. But we have to have a correction that came through the budget ordinance and the extension office, and a small item got left out of the budget, so that's going to be added back into it to correct that, to make that budget correct. We're also, through the budget committee, going to set aside in the budget the $4 million we've been talking about from our American Rescue Plan money for the brand new health department building. We're getting close to, as soon as we get the location, we're getting close to doing that, so we went ahead and requested for the budget committee to set up that budget so we could move as soon as everything gets put together, and that's on the agenda tonight for the whole court to consider. And we'll have a retirement out of the animal control. We want to have a temporary position funded for that for the end of this year. And we're using also some of that federal American Rescue Plan Act money to help complete the purchase of the new bridge on Denton Ferry. Because of the timing, and it kept getting put off and getting the bids accepted, the bids came in considerably higher than the original estimates, and the grant was written several years ago, and we got funded, but the cost went up $300,000, and we're allowed to use American Rescue Plans for that, and so we're going to use that as our front money. The bridge is in process now. We got a meeting there tomorrow with everybody. The contractor, they should be laying the deck to the bridge pretty quickly. So it's coming along quite nicely, and we're starting to prepare to do work to build the approaches, because they got to be raised up to considerably, as much as 7 foot, but they're going to be raised up to the new level of the deck of the new bridge. So we're going to put up $300,000 of that federal money. And something else that's been a goal, I think, has been a goal of mine for the entire time of being in office, and this being my last year, we're going to try to achieve it. Baxter County has no debt except for one bond at the airport. That was like $500,000 when I took office, and it's been paid down to less than, just a little over $200,000. And we have some money left in CRF funding And we have, as been broadcast and has been news reported, we've had a really good 2-3 years on revenue, especially in sales tax.
Sure.
So we have some excess revenue. We're going to pay that bond off.
Very good.
And that appropriation ordinance is on the agenda for tonight. And if the whole court approves it, Baxter County will be basically debt-free. They will have no bonds.
That's awesome.
I was talking to another person that's in the know that worked with a lot of counties and cities and schools, et cetera, and he was pretty amazed that we could get to that point because there's not very many counties can say that.
I was going to
There's
ask
a bond
that,
issue
yeah.
for this, there's a bond issue for that, or there's
Yeah.
something out there that they have to utilize those bonds to. Most of the time it's jails, like some of the counties close to us. But we were fortunate enough to come up with a fancy idea to pay for that and to fund it, and now we'll have all that paid for, and it'll allow us also, by doing the things that we're planning on doing, is setting aside excess revenue so that we'll have a lot of revenue in the background. That's going to happen through the budget process for next year's budget. So the future quorum courts and officials, county judge, et cetera, will have some maneuverability and some cushion there in case something happens. And then we have some funds came in for juvenile services, and an item that was found on to clean up the budget for the legislative audit has found as they've been doing the work on our budget, and so we're going to get that corrected. New member to the Baxter County Library Board is being considered and approved, and that's Gwen Kayak. Longtime librarian at the library has consented. They've requested, and she's going to be a new library board member. We have one that has term limited and it's going off that gave a lot of good service to replace that. She is going to replace. And then Cotter Gasper Rural Fire Department is going to be, and I'm going to find out who that is here in just a minute. Just give me a second.
We'll take a quick break and come back and finish discussing it.
We'll be
it's
back.
not going to say, so I still can't tell you.
We'll be back after this.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home.
At Serendipity Bliss, we love turning your day into a once-in-a-lifetime memory by offering unique, beautiful, and specialized event and wedding rentals that can transform any atmosphere into something you will never forget. Whether it's your dream wedding, a golden anniversary, sweet 16 party, or a company event, we can make any event blissfully perfect. Serendipity Bliss carries unique specialty gifts and bridal jewelry and helps coordinate decor, table items, theme-related pieces, and more. Make your day blissfully perfect with Serendipity Bliss, located behind Car Care Mountain Home.
Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders. as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. We're visiting with Mickey Pendergrass. He is the Baxter County Judge. We were going over the quorum court meeting, and then you were talking about the Baxter County Library Board. What's the term limit on that?
Oh my! It's in long term. Like, is it 5 years?
Longer than most, I'd say.
Let me look at that resolution. It may say, yes, 5 years.
Okay.
So her term, Ms. Guyette's term, as she gets appointed, will end in August 2027. She'll be up for reappointment, and I think they're limited to 2 terms, so they can serve a total of 10 years.
10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very good.
And,
how many's on the board?
5.
5 of them's on the board. Yeah.
And they do. The way they established and separated the library from out under the county's budget. That's about 10, 12 years ago when they did that. And the library board has a lot to do in setting the budgets and approving the different policies and issues that they have to deal with personnel. And I think the last I knew, they had 17 employees out there. So we do have a connection and where we attach them to the benefits that Baxter County has for its employees. They can sign on as a subsidy of Baxter County for our health insurance and life insurance and all the benefits that our employees get access to, they do as well. And they adopt our policies so that when we have a personnel policy change or anything, they adopt it, or that's what their bylaw says they will do.
Sure.
So they follow us a lot still yet, but the library board has to make those decisions and votes on a lot of things, including what they get paid. Because we were being aggressive this last year in December and in March of moving our salary schedules as much as we thought we could possibly run to the ceiling. It was pushing the library to be able to keep up with it if they could to do with what we'd done, because from the beginning of the year to the end of March, we increased salaries $3 an hour or more.
Right, and there was some
depending
debate
on which
about doing
department
it with them.
it was, and it was getting difficult for them to keep up, and that was a funding issue for them. But they do mirror a lot of what we do. So, but we still, by state law, have to approve the nominations and elections to the library board, and that's why that's on the agenda.
Very good.
So she'll do a good job. She was librarian there for many years.
Very nice. You spoke about there being a new health department, and when we were on commercial break, I didn't know anything about that. So this is being funded with the money from the CARES Act?
No, from American Rescue Plan.
American Rescue Plan. Okay.
And when that money all started rolling in with the CRF, which was Coronavirus Relief Fund at the beginning, and it had so many restrictions on it, and then when the American Rescue Plan money came in, it seemed to be worse, and they struggled and they fought over it. One thing we always had planned on doing was to building a health department, because they were found when COVID hit and we went into the declared pandemic, they didn't have the facilities nor the employees to deal with it.
Right.
They were basically shut down.
Yeah.
Even though there were a lot of help to us as we put up the testing and then the vaccination issues and the different groups they've been worked, but they started this process in 2008, and the Arkansas Department of Health has a grant process which they'll fund the building of new health department buildings. And they put everything together here in Baxter County in 2008 to apply for that grant. Well, that grant was $650,000. And when they put everybody together, now we have the sanitarians and all the employees of the health department, the regional people that come through here, and there's, I think, 9 counties in this region. They had to have offices, and everything was closed down and moved in one spot. Well, they're sitting on top of each other over there, and have been for all these years.
Yeah.
Not a good situation. anyway, they were approved for the grant in like 2011 or 2012. So when I took office, we had access to the $650,000, and we had the location that they had been planning on using, which turned out was not an ideal location. We couldn't get the things done in time to use the $650,000, and when we hired an architect, looked at the building, had it drawn up, and got an estimate, well, we needed twice that.
Yeah.
And the county didn't have the money. Nobody had the money.
Yeah.
So the $650,000 was worthless to us. So we looked at some empty medical buildings. A couple of those were in town at the time, several years ago, and we started zeroed in on one of them. And then we found rules. We were going to use the $650,000 if the Department of Health Board approved it. We were going to use it to remodel that building. And then we found that the building didn't qualify after we did all the work on it. So that fell apart.
Right.
So we went to working on what are we going to do now. In the meantime, they took their $650,000 back and gave it to somebody else. So we're going to have to go through the process. Well, we can't build what we need here because they have about at a 5,000 square foot building, and they need twice that.
Sure.
And for all the offices that provide for it, and by state law, the county is to provide the facilities and the maintenance of that facility, and the state furnishes and pays for basically everything else, including the employees. But so we work closely with them.
Mm-hmm.
So when this ARPA money came in, there's our money.
Right.
Now let's find a place and get it built, and we've been working on that since the ARPA money come in, and so this is why this budget's so that we have it set up. So once we get the land located and settled on exactly where it is, and get that transferred, we can immediately go into advertising for architects, general contract supervisors, the process which we go by, and then get it drawn up and approved and go to bid as soon as possible.
Good deal.
And so hopefully we get that part of it done before I leave office, and then Mr. Liddy can take up from there and continue on and get that built.
Yeah, finish the
I know the
project.
health department is really excited about it. And but we're going to design the building to where it's more conducive to help with situations like COVID, where we can have a drive-through clinic if need be, a drive-through testings with a canopy and a circle drive.
Very good.
So we wanted another land and plus enough offices for the regional offices, for the sanitarians, and for the health department itself, so that it's going to be a 10,000 plus square foot building, plus the other entities, so that it can serve Baxter County residents for a long time to come.
Right, and they've been in the current facility for as long as I can remember.
It's been a long time.
A very long time. So having space where nobody's sitting on top of each other will be really nice. I'm glad to hear that. I didn't know that was happening.
And that building will probably be turned into some kind of medical clinic, something affiliated with Baxter Health.
I'm sure, yeah.
And now they had the big press release about Baxter Regional changed their name to
Baxter Health.
And I was invited to all that, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm just not going to be close enough to attend. But with the idea that they're focusing on serving 11 counties now, and that is extremely important. I think a lot of people don't realize of how important that hospital is to the economy and to the basis of what Baxter County and Mountain Home is. It is extremely important because they are our largest employer.
Right. And
the salaries that they have to pay their employees are probably the highest pay scale, because just like the county, the rest of us, this COVID did not do us any favor for the expense side. We had to raise salaries to match what has been going on, and the healthcare, it really got expensive. So, but they're a huge benefit. So any help that we can provide, we're certainly going to look at and working this deal with them on some land and location, and our existing building will make all that work with their benefit as well as the benefit of all the citizens that use the health department.
Sounds good to me. Hey, it's 7:44. We're going to go ahead and take a short break, and we'll be back with Mickey Pendergrass, Baxter County Judge.
Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer has been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. We're visiting with the Baxter County Judge, Mickey Pendergrass, and I appreciate you coming on. State of the county sounds pretty darn good to me. Gonna
Yes.
end the year without any debt and building new things. That's great.
We're pretty excited about it. We have been very fortunate and blessed as far as county government is concerned. There is going to be a lot of changes coming, though, as far as county government. I know out of 75 county judges, there's going to be in the state of Arkansas, there's going to approximately be 40 new ones.
You're right. I remember you saying the
January
last
the
time you were
1st,
on.
the election.
That's
those
a
of
lot.
us that are retiring, plus those that lost the elections, and there was a few of those, is going to be a big toll.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 10 years as far as is plenty in this position as far as I'm concerned. Maybe it's because I got started too late, because I'm pushing 70.
Right.
And I know there are some that are older than that are retiring, like Carroll County. But anyway, there's the last 2-3 years has been trying for everybody that has anything to do with this type of through the pandemic and through the deep concern that all your revenues are going to go away and you can't operate, you're going to starve to death, and you're going to have to shut the doors, to like we are here being extremely blessed because people stayed home, shopped home here. The legislature was wise enough to finally start collecting the same sales tax on the internet sales that they were collecting in the brick and mortar stores to make that equal, and that we would like to know how much difference that make, but they won't tell us. But it probably made a 20 to 25% difference in our revenue on sales tax. It would be my guess. But we have been blessed among counties, and we've been very conservative in the spending of that. In other words, waiting to confirm that it's happening before we budget it and then get caught short.
Money, yeah.
And that's easy to do, and especially when you put it into recurring costs like salaries, which is something that had to be done. I guess I could write a book, but that's probably never going to happen. The beginning salary when I started in 2013, as I recall, was $7.36 an hour for the lowest paying job in the county. Minimum wage was then and still is $7.25 as far as the federal minimum wage is concerned, and they need to leave it at that and leave it alone. That's not their. They shouldn't be involved in that, setting wage scales. But anyway, that's another story.
Right.
Our minimum wage now in Baxter County, after the actions we've taken in the last 12 months, there's not a job that starts less than $14 an hour.
Really?
And most of them are going up from that because we have job classifications, depends on responsibility, the things you deal with, where you carry a gun, where you handle money, the different criteria are going in there. If you supervise nobody, one body or 100 bodies, that has to do with. We still have some positions we think that are probably underpaid in comparison, but we've kind of stretched the limit. We'll see what this does before we go into next year. And I just found out this summer, and that's one thing we discussed with the budget committee, was some of our juvenile services officers, our probation intake officers, the state reimburses half their salary, up to $30,000. Well, in the last legislative session, they increased that to half of up to $40,000.
Oh, good.
So that's an extra $5,000 a year per employee if they make $40,000 or more that the state is going to reimburse us. And so we'll be working through the 23 budget to give the majority of that, or all of that, including the cost of the override cost of the salaries, to the employee. We're not going to be saving. They'll be making we'll still continue to cost the county what they have cost us, but that $5,000 will be reflected in their movement on the pay scale, so that and those people are required to have bachelor's degrees, and it was extremely difficult at times when you lose one, to get one.
Right, because the pay wasn't there for it.
It wasn't, and so now they'll all be making $40,000 plus.
Good.
Beginning probably next year, so that and they made that retroactive, so we're getting that this year, and so that's just another thing that we're getting revenue reimbursements that we haven't received in the past. Our sales tax has been up now. I'm going to have to go back and figure the number of months, but I know it's pushing 30 months. Month over month from the previous year, there has been an increase every month since the 1st of 2020.
Yeah, and that's amazing. That's
at least 30 months.
Because I would have thought it was going to go down, and I think a lot of people
You keep waiting for which month is it going to drop.
Right.
But it was up 9% this time.
Yeah.
So in June.
I think now we're starting to go through something a little bit different with inflation, and I'm wondering if the shoe's going to drop because of it and people are going to stop spending.
Well, the inflation has far outpaced our revenues, as good as the revenues have been, because if you think about, you take road and bridge and what the cost of oil is to pave a road.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We would figure $6.50 a running foot for a 20-foot wide road to put chip and seal down, which is oil and gravel chips. I would estimate right now, I don't know the real cost, that is probably $9 to $10 a foot.
Mm-hmm.
Our revenues at Road and Bridge didn't change.
Right.
They don't get the sales tax growth. This reappraisal that is called for by the state, that the assessor just sent out all the notices, and of all our properties, most of our properties accelerated in their appraised value.
Mm-hmm.
That does, like the schools, it does fund Road and Bridge, and that's where the majority of our funding comes from there, and so that will help increase the funding at Road and Bridge. But that's one of the difficult things you have to work with when you're budgeting, is not every entity gets sales tax, and that's where the growth is at.
Mm-hmm.
Your revenue from property taxes cannot increase more than 5 to 10% a year. That's constitutional law. So it is held back, and so you don't get those increases, and when you're giving everybody these salary increases, you're taking away money to buy oil and gravel and concrete and trucks and graders and et cetera, because you raising those employees as well, but your revenue didn't grow there. The good thing that changed at Road and Bridge is they passed the half-cent sales tax for RDOT 2 years ago, in 2020 I think it was, on the ballot. And to get that passed, they give 30% of that to the state collected it statewide to cities and counties. Counties get 15%, based on population. Cities get 15%. Well, that does change, and so that one little area, Road and Bridge, got a little extra funding there, but it is dedicated. It has to be typical big government minding somebody else's business. They don't trust us to take care of money here at the local level, so they have to tell us, and we have to report. And if you get above a certain level, the reports even increase. If you were to get $2 million of that money, then the reporting is just ridiculous. But most of those legislators down there wouldn't know how to read a report when we send it to them.
That's gibberish.
But legislative audit has to require those, and we have to have them in there. You have to dedicate this money for this purpose. So it really doesn't help us that much other than to new construction.
Sure.
And that's not where the cost is. You know, with the increased cost in dump trucks, and road graders, backhoes, and the parts that go with it. If you can get the parts, it's just been an extreme challenge for those departments.
That's been a nightmare for
just
every
the cost
business.
to operate them.
Yeah.
That's went up.
Yeah, it sure has. Well, we've got about 4 minutes left, and I wanted to switch course because I talked about the vote that's going on for the high school. And before you came on, you were talking about how you were...
Your age.
you were there when they built the new gym.
Well, I didn't live here. I lived in Gainesville. I lived just across the state line in Missouri. And when I was in, I think, a freshman in high school, might have been the 8th grade, at Gainesville schools, we came down to play basketball in Mountain Home's brand new gym.
Right.
You people don't know it as Mountain Home's brand new gym. And we were just amazed at that low ceiling and those beams on that one side. And this is supposed to be a new big fancy thing. We come to the big city of Mountain Home, play basketball, and we're playing in this little it was a weird outfit, and then the open courtyard. But yeah, I played basketball in the junior high, what we call junior high now. We didn't have junior high at Gainesville at that time. But I played basketball there. And matter of fact, don't let this get out, but on the school bus ride home that night, I got my first kiss.
Really?
On that school bus. You know, basketball players.
Nice. Yeah,
don't worry, we won't tell anybody.
Don't matter. She's not around anymore. We had our class reunion last year and found out that she had passed on, and I hate to hear that. But yeah, that was my memorable trip to Mountain Home and that brand new gym, which we in early 1990s when I was on the school board, the secretary of the board, I think, when all that building and the bond issue that we passed, the junior high was built while I was on the school board, and then the Dunbar Auditorium, and then the covering of the high school. And I remember, and there's some out there that will also recall the icy sidewalks in front of the lockers that the kids had to go to their lockers skating on ice because they were. I always thought that Florida courtyard that they had at the school here. I remember when I was on the school board talking about those Florida architects. Whoever designed that building was crazy. But we covered that, and the gym, the current gym was built with that huge roof covering everything, and it was quite a project. And there was a bond issue at that time that we all worked hard on. And when they get to talking about it and they tell, well, that thing's 30 years old, and I get to scratch my head. I was there when that was, hey, that is 30 years old.
Right.
How old am I, you know? I started young as school board, for sure. I was 28 when I went on, so that's 30 years ago.
Wow.
That was quite a project, but that was back in the time when that was built. The school was growing extremely fast. When we got to about 300 kids per class when my kids were in school there. I think when our son was in school, and then it's kind of backed off and slowed down there. But the school through the 80s was growing extremely fast. It was difficult to keep up. The building of the junior high and the adding on to the high school was absolute necessity. Adding on to Pinkston, just everywhere it was, and they've added on some more since then. But it's a good project. We have to educate our kids.
That's right. Well, we appreciate you watching. We appreciate you coming on, Judge, and get out and vote for the school. Vote yes. That's today until next Tuesday, and I think it's very well needed, Scooter. I think we all can agree.
I think we can all agree. And like I said, you remember when they put the cover over it, which was needed at that time.
Yes, it
but now
was.
the old part that's underneath that cover, it needs to be just redone. We can't Band-Aid it anymore.
60 plus years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for watching the morning show on XL7 TV. Tomorrow we'll be back with Bob Rectenwald. Have a good day.